Hi, I'm Heather. Welcome to class. Today I'm sharing an excerpt from Intermediate 308, which is a recent upload in the Iyengar Practice Hub, my online video library, and I invite you to do the full class with me by signing up to the Iyengar Practice Hub. The link is in the description box below. Before we begin, if you find this video helpful, be sure to like and subscribe. The belt, as I said, can be handy if there's some restriction in the shoulders and you find it hard to get that monkey grip behind the back body. So if you're using the belt, you'll dangle the belt down the back with your right arm. Take your right arm up first. I'm mirroring you. So the belt's free there. It's just dangling down the back. Doesn't matter if it's one strand or two strands. But then you catch the outer arm with your left hand and roll the triceps forward so that then the little finger side of the palm turns in. The triceps forward, but lift the arm up. Don't drop the shoulder blade, move down, lift the shoulder blade up. And bend your elbow. Press the left hand against your elbow. Your arm can be down or up, just work out what feels better for you. But you're trying to get this elbow back. It's vertically up, not out, and then it's back. So that from the side, if I show you from this perspective, oops, you don't want the elbow forward of the shoulder, you want to try and get it back so it's in line with the shoulder. And as you're doing that, try not to let your back ribs move in and your lumbar spine arch. Once you've got that, then the left hand can come back and perhaps you catch the belt or you work your hand up to catch your fingers. This elbow, depends on what's happening in your shoulder. The elbow, we don't want it out to the side. We try and lengthen the elbow tip down. So the elbows are lifting vertically up and vertically down. And resist your spine back to your hands so that helps to ensure you're not excessively arching your back. Okay, now we can release and you can hold the belt with your left hand as you stretch out. And then we'll dangle the belt down the back if you're needing the belt with the left hand, holding the belt with the left hand. Catch the upper arm with your right hand and roll the triceps forward, but lift the arm up. Bend the elbow and reach your hand down between the shoulder blades and press the elbow tip back so that you're trying to align the elbow vertically top the shoulder from the front perspective, but also from the side perspective. And then reach right hand back, go for your grip, whether you're gripping the belt or gripping your fingers, and lengthen that right elbow tip down rather than having it stick out if possible. So both elbow tips are lengthening vertically up, then vertically down, rather than diagonally out to the sides. Then gently resist the spine back to your hands so that you're not excessively arching the back. Can you draw your navel up and back to the back abdominal wall? And then you can release. Feel free to drop the belt. Stretch the arms out wide. And then we'll come out of Virasana. So you can come onto the hands, tuck your toes, come to stand up, straightening your knees. You might like to do an Uttanasana for a moment as you straighten the knees, whether you want hands on the brick or not, you decide. If you want to go further, go further. We're doing this just to relieve the knees from being in Virasana. When you're ready, then come to stand. Let's take the brick. I'm putting the belt aside for now. We're going to use the brick for a moving variation of Gomukhasana. So I'm going to turn sideways so you can see from that perspective. Hold the brick with your right hand and hold it lengthways out. Then raise the right arm up, bend the elbow, just like we did, and reach your brick down the back. Don't go arching your back. Thighs press back, buttocks press forward, pubis to navel lifts up like we would in Tadasana. Reach your left hand up the back, catch the brick. And then both arms will pass each other forward. Left arm's got the brick. You take left hand up and then it reaches down the back with the brick. Don't go arching your back in an effort to reach the brick. Can you keep your lumbar spine long? Reach the brick with the right hand and then swap. So right hand reaches the brick down, left hand reaches up to catch the brick. Now left hand takes the brick down the back, right hand reaches up to catch the brick. Now the whole time we're trying to keep the lumbar spine long, back ribs broad, abdomen toned, lifted, front ribs contained. And so if I'm going from this direction, the arms are just passing each other in the front and we're trying to keep the elbows pointing up and then down. We're not letting them go out diagonally like so. Up and down if you can manage. Good, so stick with it. Keep breathing. I see some people, if it's really difficult, they might need to lean the brick onto the back and then commit to letting go and letting the brick slide down and then catching. Of course, the posture is going to be a little bit distorted, but that might be what you need to do in this practice. Now, we're going to swap the movement. So now, again, if I go this way, hold the brick. I've got it in my left hand. So if you join me, brick in your left hand, hopefully that stops confusion. Take your left hand down with the brick. Right arm's going to go up, but then you reach the brick up the back and the right hand catches. The right hand catches the brick and moves the brick forward and down, and then you take it up the back and right hand holds the brick. So now left hand is reaching the brick up the back, right hand catches. Now the right hand reaches the brick up the back, left hand catches. And again, watch you not letting that lumbar collapse. So keep going. Now the left hand reaches the brick up the back and right hand catches. And again. And again, I'll just say it verbally in case you're getting confused. Left hand's reaching the brick up the back, right hand reaches to catch the brick. Now the right hand reaches the brick up the back, left hand reaches to catch the brick. This can be a bit more challenging if you're a bit stuck in the shoulders. One more cycle. Okay, and then you can finish up. I know for some people that can be an exercise in frustration because it's difficult to reach the brick. But I feel like it's worthwhile practicing because not only are we looking at mobilizing the shoulders, but we're also, I'd like to say, messing with the brain. We're trying to work with these new neurological pathways. For some of us, if we've never done that before, it can be very confronting trying to work out our lefts and our rights. What's the brick doing? Which hand is passing it? Which hand is catching it? And of course, the more you practice it, the more you reinforce those neural pathways and it becomes a lot easier, like anything really. If you practice yoga, you probably already know this feeling. You want to practice at home, but without guidance, home practice can sometimes feel overwhelming. You need a sense of purpose, clarity, direction, structure, and often those things can be lacking when we're at home on our own. That's exactly why I created Iyengar Practice Hub. Hi, I'm Heather, a certified senior Iyengar yoga teacher with over 28 years of teaching experience. The Iyengar Practice Hub is an extensive online video library containing hundreds of Iyengar yoga classes designed to support you wherever you are in your practice and wherever your practice needs to go next. Each class is thoughtfully created, carefully sequenced, and grounded in the principles of the Iyengar method. Within the Iyengar method, we focus on precision in technique, which involves awareness of alignment and intelligent use of props. Timings or holdings of the poses for a specified length of time, repetition, which builds strength, flexibility, and clarity in action, and sequencing, the way we work toward a posture, along with the way the whole class is designed. This isn't just a collection of videos, it's a structured, living resource you can return to again and again. All classes are organised into 20 clearly defined categories, making it easy to find exactly what you need, whether that's arm balances, standing poses, twists, forward bends, therapeutic classes, focus on hips, back bends, or restorative classes, to name a few. Within each category, you'll find enormous variety, so your practice never becomes repetitive or stale. Every class reflects creative, intelligent sequencing, designed to build awareness step by step, with the props being used strategically to support understanding, accessibility, and deeper action in the pose. This allows you to practice with confidence at home, knowing you're being guided with care, skill, and integrity. If you're a student, this hub becomes your personal practice companion, helping you stay consistent, inspired, and connected to your body. And if you're a teacher, the Iyengar Practice Hub is an invaluable teaching resource, offering fresh sequencing ideas, intelligent prop use, and new ways of approaching familiar poses. Over time, what this library really gives you is trust. Trust in your practice, trust in your choices, and a deeper relationship with yoga that supports you both on and off the mat. If you're ready to practice with clarity, structure, and inspiration, and you want a trusted resource that you can return to again and again, click below to join the Iyengar Practice Hub today. You'll get immediate access to hundreds of intelligently sequenced classes organised by category, so you can practice with confidence at home or draw inspiration into your teaching. Join now and begin practicing with purpose. For full-length classes, check out the Iyengar Practice Hub, heatherkitchenyoga.com. The link is in the description box below.